Welcome to She Speaks by Atleta Filipina, our conversations with Filipina champions, co-presented by Medical Advance para sa dysmenorrhea na malala, lala to wala in as fast as 5 minutes. We want to have candid conversations with our Filipina athletes on their struggles, wins, secrets to excellence that will inspire everyone to push limits, rise stronger, and win their own battles in life. I'm Bigo, your host. And for today's episode, we are welcoming a 5-time SEA Games Wushu gold medalist, 3-time silver medalist in the World Championships, and a 2018 Asian Games bronze medalist, which I was there to cover. And she has been a part of the national team since 2012. So that's 13 years. Grabe. So let us welcome Agatha Wong. Hi, Agatha. Nice to see you again.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here today.
Yeah, and in She Speaks, we actually start the podcast with a very fun and uplifting question that is made for you. And because like me, I've been following your social media content for a while already. Very interesting. I love the vlogs also. But what about you? Like, what's your current favorite social media content?
Like specific content that I really like to
Yeah.
watch.
Uh-oh.
Okay, cause I'm a huge foodie. I don't think a lot of people find it obvious cause I'm on the slimmer side when they meet me in person. But I'm a huge foodie, so what I like to watch is mukbangs. Pero hindi ko siya tinatapos like first 30 seconds and then I switch to another food. So yesterday, last night, I was watching like a mukbang of a girl eating Korean rice cakes. Parang ang sarap niya. So yeah, that's what I like to watch.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure that's your algorithm, and maybe people should start asking you for food recommendations na you're in Manila.
Probably.
So yes, thank you. So thank you for sharing, Agatha, and yun jumping off from like your intro. Also, you've been in the national team since 2012. Like, how has that journey changed so far? Like from you starting out in the juniors, tapos now I'm sure you're like the ate, diba, sa team.
Yeah. It's been like a journey because, I've seen so many athletes stop. I've seen them come and go. I've seen them retire. Ang dami na talagang changes, especially with the coaches. Like, nakailang coaches na rin ako. But, parang I feel like I'm one of the few people in my federation that always stayed there. Like, that was always just there, consistent, ganun. Like, even as I meet, yung mga nag-retire na athletes na dati kong teammates, they would be so surprised na, oh, nandito ka pa rin pala. Because I just really like what I do. So yeah, it's been a journey. And also being the ate of the team has its responsibilities as well because I have to be an example for my teammates. I have to teach them what I had to learn myself before. So it's really fun as well.
Yeah, so what are the things that you've been like imparting to them naman na yun nga, you've been through like a lot of SEA Games, then the last World Games lang din na parang you're showing them that you're still on the top level kahit ano you're on the older you're the veteran na.
I think what I really want, my younger teammates, especially the girls, to understand is, you won't always be on top, especially like, for example, yung World Games last time, I was at seventh place. But, I still show up to training and I still have a smile on my face and everything's still okay. Kasi I want them to know din na kahit na minsan in some competitions or some games, kulelat ka. But it's okay kasi it's also a chance for you to better yourself. And even at my age, like I'm like way beyond 25 years old, but I'm still trying to be better. So I also want them to have that kind of quality when they grow older. So that's what I'm trying to teach them.
Yeah, so what's the secret to your longevity naman sa national team?
I think just ano lang, it's mostly a self I feel like ang tagal ko na sa national team na it's just really about experiencing stuff yourself, even if you don't have the support system, even if people think you'd fail, even if ang dami mong setbacks, challenges. you have to also you have to also make the choice na do I really want to be here pa rin? Kasi ako parang ano eh, when I was growing up in the national team, basically I grew up there nasa national team na talaga. You know, I also had this internal battle na when you're growing up, you always want to boast to people na yeah, I'm in the national team, I play this sport. I learned very early on na most of the time silence is the best answer. Like you don't have to tell people na you're this athlete. You don't have to tell people na you've achieved so many things. And I think that's what wushu taught me as well. It's about, you know, humility, and it's about being so grounded. It's about that being down to earth. And I've encountered so many people now, you know, who've also told me na, you know, they never realized that I was an athlete. Like I sound so down to earth. I sound so nice. And I think that's also a stigma sa national team. They think na national team people or members of the national team are like mayabang or like full of themselves. So I'm trying to exemplify this kind of value, especially to my teammates and especially to other people who are just about to enter the national team na, you know, like hold your horses. Like you're basically at the bottom pa of the pyramid and you have a lot to learn. So you have to learn how to be humble. You have to learn how to still be a team player, and then you have to learn how to teach people without actually being so boastful. Ganon. So yun.
Yeah, and I'm sure like just being able to compete then with other countries, meeting people who are as competitive, and you know sometimes like they win it all, diba? So it also keeps you like motivated to keep working on yourself then. And
Yeah.
yeah. And what are the naging highlights naman of like being a national team athlete that you did not expect to have on this journey? Because yun nga, like we're very like we know the challenges, like the trainings, and even what you said, the lack of support. Like what
Mm-mm.
are the highlights or moments that keep you going?
Well, I think it's mostly, you know, like sa gym kasi namin, laging may nakahang na Philippine flag. So every time I have a hard time, I just look up because our gym is very high ceiling. I just look up. Be it like for example during like a very hard set or during a program that's really impossible to finish. And I just remember, you know, like this is the country where I came from. This is the country that, you know, I want to show people that this small country is not just small. It actually houses great athletes who do, you know, what they love, especially like someone like me, ganun. So I think yung moments ko, you know, being an athlete, it's mostly for God and country. If it's not for country, it's for God. If it's not for God, it's for country. I always just tell that to people. Like, I just always give up, like, my medals. I always dedicate it to either my country or my grandmother or God. Yun lang talaga, those three main things. And I think that's what keeps me, ano na din, keeps me, it's what keeps me humble na rin. It's what keeps me going. Like when I think about my grandmother while I'm running or like while I'm having a hard time, I'm like, no, like I have to do this. So it's a great source of motivation for me. Yeah.
About your grandmother, like what was your relationship with her, and but siya naging like a big motivation for you in sports?
Well, because my grandmother was the one who introduced me to wushu. But
Mm.
a lot of people asked me if she was doing wushu. She wasn't. She just happened to look at a sports clinic. You know, yung mga Milo na sports clinic. She just happened to pass by that and she saw the flyer. And then, yun, like, she enrolled me and my brother in wushu. And then I ended up loving it. So I really owe it all to her because she was the one who would drive me to training. She was the one who would drive me home. Kahit na after class, she would have baon na for me before I train. Yung mga ganun, you know, it really helps. And you really remember the good times. Na parang, oh man, no, like, this person really cared for me. She wanted me to not to excel, but to have fun. She never pressured me to win. She never pressured me to do anything. But she just really encouraged me and my siblings to you know, not just be stuck at home. She encouraged us to be very active. And this is the product lang of her efforts. And I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, and was she there also to see like your your success or your rise then in the national team, the world games, world championships, ganon.
Yeah, she was. She's actually the type of person who has never watched me compete live, like in person. Kasi she would be very she would like yung sinasabi niya is baka maatake daw siya sa puso because wushu is it's such an isolating sport. Like mag-isa ka lang sa carpet and then if you jump, like you don't know if you're gonna stick it. People don't know if you're gonna make a mistake. So she doesn't really like that. She only watches my competition after the results come. So she always watches the live stream, like the recorded ones. Yeah, so that's something that's very funny about her.
Oh, parang yung nasa YouTube na or she has to wait for yung the live tweet. Ganon.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yun nga eh. So, parang, what have been your most memorable competitions naman so far in your journey?
Well, definitely, like every time na may SEA Games, even though like sobrang lala ng pressure, those are very memorable to me. And then Asian Games nung Jakarta 2018, that was also memorable kasi I bagged the bronze. I think I was the first individual medal dun sa Jakarta. Yeah. Yun, usually mga competitions that I know that I really worked hard for and then I saw results. So that makes it even more special. Yeah.
Yeah. The one in Jakarta, I remember you had a slip disc injury also before that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I still do. I still do kasi I didn't have surgery for it. So I just try to strengthen yung core ko kasi sabi daw nila kapag weak daw yung back mo, yung core mo daw yung mahina. So I always strengthen my core every day and it has helped. So I stopped doing therapy na a long time ago. Yeah.
Wow, it's all self-management. Grabe. And also, you've been speaking of managing like your time and your body. Now you have to manage being in med school. So, I remember. I think our last interview, you were still in CSB, but it was now med
Wow.
school, med school na. So, why did you want to become a doctor then?
Well, actually, yung decision ko to enter med school, it wasn't made lightly because I knew that I would have quite a difficult time to manage both. But I still went ahead and did it anyway. Yung backstory kasi dun is after I graduated CSB in 2018, I knew naman I still wanted to do something. I still wanted to study, but I didn't want to take a master's degree. My course was a pre-law course. It's Consular and Diplomatic Affairs. And I feel like my personality wasn't fit for law school. But I still applied to law school. So at the same, nung pandemic, dun ako nag-apply because my coach told me na parang, di ba 2018 ako nag-graduate? 2019 was the SEA Games here in Manila. And then he told me na parang, baka naman pwede you can just study after a year. So I took a gap year. And then nagkaroon ng pandemic. So tumagal siya. So, nung 2022, I applied to both law school and med school. Kasi nga, I feel like I just know it in my heart na hindi ako tatagal sa law school only because of the environment that you're forced to grow in. So, I decided, what's the opposite of law? Edi med. So, I went to med school kasi I was already exposed to sports at a very young age. Every time I get injured, I don't try to look for a band-aid solution. I always try to understand why did I get injured, or like what's the mechanics behind the body, ganun. So, tinry ko lang. I went to med school. I took the NMAT. I self-studied for it because you have to take the NMAT. Tapos yun, pumasa ako ng UST Law. And then I also got in LaSalle Med. Unfortunately, LaSalle Med, which is in HSI, it's in the Cavite. It's too far. And I really still wanted to do sports, so I didn't take that. So I had to wait another year. And then I reapplied. So I applied this time to LaSalle Law. And then I applied to UERM Med. And, both of them accepted me as well. But I decided to go with UERM. There was just something that really pulled me in. So that's what I chose, and I'm still there right now. Yeah.
Wow. And you said are you on your third year or fourth year already?
I'm taking third year subjects na.
Oh, okay, that's so great. And like I'm sure like it's also challenging to be doing that because as you said you're in med school but you just recently competed at the World Games also. So how does your day look like or what were the sacrifices that you really had to make?
Oh, there were so many sacrifices, like too many to count. As in, most of the time my day is so full, but I still, kasi aside from med and aside from sports, I also have social media presence, and then that enabled me to also get, jobs with brands. So I'm also an influencer. So I really try to balance that, but I always fail all the time. Like, for example, so I went to Chengdu this World Games. Ang dami ko ng backlogs from other brands. But, I'm really grateful kasi they really understand the struggle of being an athlete. And I really try to negotiate with them na parang, hey, is it okay if I don't post na muna during this competition because I have to focus? And I'm really grateful for the brands that I've worked with kasi, they're really mindful of what I do. They're very grateful, and I'm also grateful. In terms of time management, it's really hard kasi most of the time, actually nawala na nga yung social life ko eh. Like it's literally non-existent. But it's actually something that I chose to sacrifice. Yun yung isa sa mga sacrifices ko yung ano, also free time. I barely have any free time left. Lagi akong merong iniisip na kailangan kong gawin. Yeah, but I know naman like in the future, I'm gonna thank myself. So that's why I'm really grinding it out right now. Yeah.
As an athlete, you'd still have to practice rest also. So where does that play into the schedule then?
Oh my gosh, I'm so guilty of that because when I was second year, I had like nine subjects. I barely rested. Like I couldn't even train na nga consistently because of how heavy. Like, isipin mo like nine subjects. I'm so sure it's not 36 units. I'm sure it was like 40 something units. I didn't even bother to count. Yun, I really died that time. Like, I was like, ayoko na. But, I'm really glad I survived. Um, but yeah, rest is very important. It's so important kasi parang nung pagbalik ko sa training, medyo nag-absent ako nung finals week ko when I was in second year. Grabe, sobrang tagal ko mag-recover. Like, for the body to adjust to the training program, it took me a month. Usually, when I was younger, it would take me like 2 weeks, ganon, medyo okay na. No, but now that I'm older, it's like, it's taking me a month na. And that's like, I realized na, I can't stop anymore if I really want to continue competing at this level. So that was a recent realization. Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not only you. It was also me. I was just
Mm.
telling like, everyone nga na parang if I did this 2 years ago, I'd be fine. Like, just
Yeah.
because even after the athlete life, I still keep myself like fit, ganun, and do other sports. Pero
Mm-mm.
iba na, as in, you can't do it without it proper. You need proper sleep now. You need
Yeah.
time to recover and not jump back in. Parang puro mobility, strength,
Yeah.
ganon.
Yeah. It's really a learning curve. But also, what's important is you started. You took that first step. And that's what matters. Yeah.
Yeah, and but since you had to like kind of give up your social life for the duration of your med school kasi wala pa yun yung mga internship, 'di ba? And all that.
Wala
So
pa.
how are you able to still spend time with like your support system, which is very important then in high level sports?
Ano, I'm really grateful kasi my boyfriend always watches me compete. So yun pa lang, he's already a great support system. He hasn't missed any of my competitions since we started
Like
dating.
in
Like he
person?
always goes there. Yeah, he flies. Yeah, I'm so thankful nga for that kasi it's something before kasi I didn't really put any importance on, like people who watch me, ganun, because I'm very shy. But, people who love you, they're important. And recently ko lang rin na-realize, how the gravity of importance that it has on me. So I'm really grateful na he watches me, and I'm really grateful na he also mourns my losses. He celebrates my wins with me, and also my grandmother as well. I always keep in touch with her, ganon. So super important yan kasi they also know what you go through. Like my grandmother knows na I have to go to med school. She's really worried na I might get stressed all the time, ganon. It helps kasi when I don't have time to worry about myself, there will be people who will care about you. Yeah.
Really inspiring to have that capacity, did, and to, like, manage it all even though your plate is full. So, yun, congrats, Agatha. That is a win. Big win.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah, and speaking of also like celebrating your other wins, like in She Speaks, we not only celebrate like your victories like on the under the spotlight, but also like what go like outside of it. So have you had a story of like something that you were like proudly victorious of, like, because you just really went through something challenging?
Yeah, I always tell people about this story kasi whenever I get asked na parang what's the medal that means the most importance to you? And I always tell them, it's not a gold medal, it's not a silver medal. It was actually the bronze medal sa Asian Games kasi I decided to keep it under wraps yung injury ko months before the Asian Games happened. Because I didn't want people to have this prejudice na parang, oh, she's injured, wala na tayong shot, here's a sport na to, ganon. So I decided to really focus on getting back kasi I had to take a really long break from that, from my sport. And then once I got back, I trained, I worked 10 times harder kasi I was so scared. Like, what if something happens to me while I'm competing? Like, I get injured on the spot. So I really focused on trying to heal yung injury ko, trying to make it stronger, more stable, ganun. And I got more than what I asked for. I got a bronze, which is already a big thing sa Asian Games. It was my first time competing sa Asian Games. And to have a bronze medal kaagad, I was very grateful for that. So that medal really means so much to me kasi it really signifies na parang kahit na, you suffer from a lot of setbacks and that injury could have, held me back eh.
Yeah.
But it didn't. I didn't let it. So it's really going beyond your limits. Yeah.
And who have you impacted naman with this story since you shared it na rin to a lot of people?
I think a lot of people get surprised because a lot their matters. But I always surprise them when they realize that what is a bronze medal? And then when they hear the story, they start to understand na, yeah, you know what, you're right. It doesn't matter what medal you got. It matters the journey is what matters about how you got it. Kaya I feel like I impact, a handful of people naman with that story. And that's what's important din sa akin.
Aw, so great. Ayun, and hopefully more people also get inspired to take up wushu din and other
Yeah.
martial arts.
Dysmenorrhea? Ang pain na malala, mawawala with Medical Advance 400. Lala?
Wala!
Unilab yan.
Yeah, speaking of martial arts also, so it had women's sports and even recreational martial arts like mga jiu-jitsu, marami ng clubs, ganun. So it's gaining
Yeah.
popularity. Where is wushu at right now in the Philippines?
Well, actually, marami namang wushu clubs here in the Philippines. It's just that every time we hold local meets, like Batang Pinoy National Games, we do it once a year lang or twice a year. So what happens is the clubs, they end up hosting like other local meets para para to keep things going, ganun. Kasi yung training talaga sa national team in wushu, it's like wala kaming off-season. Yung off-season lang namin is December. And that's like what, 2 weeks, ganun. So talagang walang time to really, engage with people who are part of the clubs. But we also do parang immersive training. So we get, athletes, for example, from Baguio to train in the federation for 2 weeks, ganun, for them to know what the program is like. And then for them to take it home and then for them to apply it na rin to the younger generation or their teammates, gano'n. So, ganun yung mga ginagawa namin. And then in terms of, what Wushu looks like here in the Philippines, I'm very glad na it still gets attention. Like last time sa World Games, I was the flag bearer for the opening ceremony. So, yun pa lang, it already boosts the awareness of my sport. So I'm really grateful for the Philippine Olympic Committee for naming me one of the flag bearers. Yeah.
I also, you being an influencer then brings so much like it really elevates the sport, because like there's some brands that I know when we talk about women's sports also they actually bring you up, and there's like I know that I know she does wushu, and then these are the people under wushu. So no, I think your platform is also such a big win then for the sport. And
Oh, that's so nice
we
to hear.
yeah. Tapos I remember one of our previous interviews was also just about like the state of like women in wushu then that before there was not much support. Pero how is it
Yeah.
now?
Oh, ano na siya, like, it's way better. It's way better. Like, there are brands who reach out to me and then they ask me what I need. But of course, yung um yung talagang ginagawa ko is I don't only negotiate for my needs, I negotiate for my whole team's needs. So, kasi for me, you know, it's really flattering for a brand to sponsor me, but also I want my teammates to feel it, Jen. I don't want them to feel like there is someone being singled out. So, for example, I think this was in Vietnam. So, yung me, I don't know if you know that, yung Mina shop, they wanted to give me a watch, parang sports watch. Sabi ko, oh, can you also give my teammates? They'll post naman in their like social media. Ganun. So they did, like, they gave us like what, 13 watches. So, I really want my teammates to feel like they're a part of it. So yun din yung ginagawa ko, like parang as advocacy. Like I don't want like sponsors to be like, I just want this person. I want them to be like, no, if it's Agatha, she comes with a package. It's her whole team. So yeah, that's how I negotiate there when it comes to sponsors. Yeah.
And that's how you create awareness also with the actual sport also, that there are athlete like you're all athletes and you have like similar needs then, like diba, in terms of like you put in the same amount of training, you need the same amount of rest
Yeah.
and support
Yes.
then.
Oo. Yeah, it's really important for brands then to know that.
And also, what about the culture naman? Like, in terms of, like, understanding the needs of, like, a female athlete then that you've also been open about sharing that you also experience, like, period pains, period cramps, ganon. And then, wushu also, it's very a highly performative sport, diba? Oo.
Uh, well, like there are some days kasi na talagang kailangan mo lang tiisin, which I do. And it's not naman like trying to not um how do I say it? Like, it's not ignoring what your body's trying to tell you. It's just that sometimes you have no choice. Kasi sometimes I am the most unluckiest person when I get my period. Kasi it's always during a competition. If it's not on the day of the flight where I have to leave, it's during the day na I have to compete, or it's during like a really hard day na alam kong heavy yung program. Grabe talaga, I'm like, I don't know why. Like, feeling ko it's karma or something. I don't know. But, I just like bite my tongue. I just close my eyes and then like I say a little prayer and I'm like, please just let me survive this, ganun. And I do naman. And I feel like it also conditions me to parang kahit na my body is like in pain it also teaches my mind this mental game na parang no, you're stronger than what your body's telling you. And I think that's really important then as girls, di ba? Kasi hindi lang naman yan sa sports nararanasan, like sa work, especially like for example, like I know in a few years I'll be doing hospital duties. Like, what am I gonna tell the chief resident na parang, oh, I can't come to work because I have period pains. So that's what it also teaches me, the lesson of like perseverance.
Yeah, we can't
Yeah.
give up
Yeah.
just because
Yeah,
it's
we can't give up. Yeah.
painful. Oh my
Yeah.
God. But then is there like more understanding na rin about like women's health like in Wushu? Because I remember most of the coaches are still like predominantly male, ganon.
Well, actually ngayon, yung coach namin is a girl. So she understands. So that's a good thing na rin kasi she also suffers from that. So it really helps naman sa isang coach na ganyan na parang coach masakit pa ko. They let you rest naman kaagad. So I think there's more and more awareness, not just in Wushu, but also generally sa public, how painful it is talaga to have dysmenorrhea or like all the bad symptoms before your period, during your period. There's just too many to count. So the more na men understand, what happens to our body during that time of the month, the more na they realize na parang, oh, we're lucky pala na, ganito lang pala yung sa atin. But sa girls, it's like fluctuating hormones, cravings, diarrhea, constipation, acne. So yeah, it helps, you just gotta like scare the men a little with the symptoms.
Oh my gosh, that's the way to do it. That's how you increase
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah.
Yes. And then also because you're a med student and you are a female athlete, do you have plans of actually blending that too naman especially after you graduate med school?
Well, obviously yung goal ko naman is to get a license, like to be a licensed doctor. And then I feel like it's more or less connected na yung sports and then yung medicine. I also want to be of service din naman to my federation. Like, I don't think I know a federation that has a personal doctor for the athletes lang. So I'm thinking of that. Kasi I also want to offer up my services and be like the federation's physician. So that's why I'm also doing this naman din to also give back. Kasi my federation is the one that really nurtured me and like they really supported me. I basically grew up with them. So that's my way of giving back.
Yeah, and maybe not only your federation, pero like, diba, sa PSC din, there's
Yeah.
a team of doctors like si Doc Karen Trinidad,
Yeah.
ganon.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Oo.
exactly.
And also because like right now, well, I'm sure like as a med student, you know that like women's health isn't as studied intensively as
Yeah.
men's health then. So
Mm.
maybe that's also another opportunity. Do you think that's an opportunity for female athletes in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I kind of foresee na parang once I integrate myself din sa federation as a licensed physician, I feel like more women will be, will get more women athletes will be a little bit more confident in trying the sport. Kasi at least now they know na, oh, okay, there's a physician pala, na girl then who's already been there, who's already been an athlete. So there's already a sense of safety. Like, so that's what I foresee in a few years from now.
Nice. And that's still a few years from now. But this year it's the SEA Games naman. So who are the upcoming like women in wushu that you could share who will be competing there? So Bangkok this year.
Um, so there are a lot of every time I compete kasi it's almost always the same people. But every year there are new athletes. So right now, and Malaysia. So yun talagang strong sila. So I really have to keep working hard. Yeah.
Yeah. What about in the Philippine team naman? Are there new names that we should be following?
Yeah, there are new names. So I have new I have new younger teammates, but they won't be competing in SEA Games. Yung mga, alam ko yung mga lalaban sa SEA Games is yung sa Sanda, which is the contact sport. So I have new teammates. Their names is Krizan Collado. And then I know Jennifer, and then si Krishna. There are actually a lot. So they're trying to make a selection for this year. Kasi yung Sanda is by weight category, and all of the girls in that team are almost always the same weight. So they're trying to pick the best weight. Yes.
Yes, we are quite successful historically in Sanda nga, especially
Mm-mm.
so women. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. I think I really feel that we have like a full force this time in SEA Games 2025. Grabe, 2025 na.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. So a part of the Atleta Filipina, she speaks this podcast is that there's this box over here. Like I don't know if you've been wondering what this is, but this is our rapid fire Atleta Filipina rapid fire segment. So it's actually a bunch of random questions which I'll pull out. Then Agatha, you just have to answer what's on top of your mind and as quickly as you can.
Okay,
Okay?
sige, okay.
Sige, this is
Let's
just
do
a
it.
fun, it's a really fun segment. I'm so excited. Okay. So your question is what's the first thing you'd do if women's sports suddenly got equal pay and coverage?
Oh my gosh. Wait. Um, what would I do?
Yeah, what's the first thing you'd do?
Oh, equal pay and coverage. Like, definitely get more sponsors.
Yeah. Let's
Definitely get
go.
more sponsors. Yeah.
You have to insert it na in your very full schedule, more brands.
Oo nga eh, wala na akong oras.
At least there's room for more also, for more athletes to
Yeah.
get brand sponsorships.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh, the next question. Ito naman. Yeah. Oh, this is fun. If you could host any sports-related events in the Philippines, what would it be?
Oh, definitely my sport. Because there aren't many commentators that actually know it. So, like,
Okay.
when they commentate, oh my gosh, when they commentate, it's like, oh, she did this move, ganun. But they don't really explain what the move is, parang ganun. So, I feel like if I were to be a host, it would definitely be something as big as World Championships or SEA Games in Wushu. Because that would be fun, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do recall in Asian games, for example, like there's really good commentary.
Mm-mm.
Diba?
Yeah, there
So
was.
people
Yes. Yes.
actually learn about like what move you actually did din, diba? And
Yeah.
what is actually the good like what was actually a good move and ano yung
Yeah.
naging mistakes din. Oh, makes
Yeah. Yeah.
sense. Yun, like aside from um licensed physician, influencer, commentator na rin.
You're giving me a lot of jobs na pala, no?
Oo. Okay, so last question. So this is nice. What's one life lesson in sports that has taught you to care that you're carrying outside now?
Well, what I discussed earlier, the lesson of humility, and then, not forgetting where you came from, especially with me. And I feel like a lot of you have to experience a lot of failure for you to appreciate your wins and for you to appreciate how far you've come. And also, ang dami na nito. And also, you have to develop then your sense of acceptance. Like, for example, yung sa World Games last time, I got seventh place. I feel like any seasoned athlete, if they, got that loss, I feel like it's hard to come back from that. But for me, I saw it as like a lesson and I saw it as like a stepping stone na parang, okay, I need to up my game. Like, what's next? Parang ganun siya. So I feel like na ano ko na din yun, na-develop ko na din yun kapag natalo. It's okay. Um, accept and then move on. Train harder, run longer, carry weights heavier. Parang ganun siya. It's like that. That's my mindset.
Ang galing. Sports really is a medium for teaching us a lot of life lessons. Kasi hindi lang isa eh. Marami
Yeah.
talaga.
Definitely.
Yeah, so okay, to wrap up our She Speaks episode for today, can you share to us your encouragement to our listeners and viewers?
Well, being a woman, I know that it's really hard living in a man's world ever since the dawn of time. But we've really learned to adapt and we've really learned to be stronger. And now, women are getting more high paying jobs. And women, especially in the Philippines, are getting more recognition, like the Filipinas and Heidelin Diaz. So, all of us, not only the athletes, all of the great women in history, they all experienced failure. They all experienced trying something new. They all experienced taking that fearful step in starting something that made history. So don't be afraid to try and don't be afraid to take that first step because you never know where you'll end up. Maybe you'll end up being in the history books.
Yeah, ang galing. So to our listeners and viewers, please continue to follow Atleta Filipina and please follow Agatha Wong also. And to follow these social media accounts to catch more She Speaks episodes and other features of Filipina athletes because we'll definitely be featuring more, especially Agatha. And this season is co-presented by Medical Advance para sa dysmenorrhea na malala, lala to wala in as fast as 5 minutes. So I'm Vigo. Thank you for tuning in.